What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here, and I figured I would just hang out with y'all for a little bit today. I've got some downtime, and I figured why not light up a good cigar and see who's available and hang out with me. So, give it a minute. We'll get people on here, and we'll see how it goes. See a couple people jumping on here, checking in the comments for me. Jim Wilcox, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well. I'm going to be lighting up the Carrillo New Wave Connecticut. That never works because of the light in here. And because my camera just never wants to focus. Hey, there we go. Almost for a second. So I'm going to get this lit up. Hope you're all doing well. And like I said, I just figured I'd hang out with you guys. See what your Tuesdays are like. Or your Tuesday is like, how it's going. Whoop, sorry about that. And we'll just hang out for a little bit. If anybody's smoking anything right now, let me know. Throw a comment up there. Give me a heads up. Let me know who's in here with me. I see that Jim's in here, but we'll see who else is in here with me hanging out for a little while. Any questions, comments, anything? I wanted to talk a little bit about the drink debate. David Crampton. Hey, Tim. Smoking the PDR Cosecha Especial. Nice. Good for you. Hope you're all doing well today. I wanted to be able to answer some questions, talk about the drink debate, the final recap that's coming up, that's being released this Thursday. And Smoking Lead, hello from Australia. Caesar, you're in Australia? What? How? Why? I can't say where because I know it's Australia. Is there an Australia in Texas? You pulling my leg? No. No, what? I didn't think so. Hope you're doing well, Caesar. Don't know if you're working or what you're up to, but I'm lighting up the Carrillo New Wave Connecticut and enjoying some Turbojet coffee. This is actually a new bottle that is available at turbojetcoffee.com, so you can go and check that out. It's insulated, it's 22 ounces, and I'm in Texas working. I figured you were in your truck, figured you were working, that you were just pulling my leg. But yeah, this is available at turbojetcoffee.com, right there behind me. And it's great because it holds 22 ounces of coffee or water or whatever it is. Keeps it hot for about 12 hours, keeps it cold, anything with ice or whatever, keeps it cold, they say, for 48 hours. So I've been testing it, and so far it's working really well. But I've got the new family blend. If you're part of turbojetcoffee.com's mailing list, you should have received an email yesterday saying that there was a new blend coming out called the family blend. It's what I drink here at my house. My family drinks it. My wife and I both drink it. My brother and his family drink the family blend, and so it's a special blend. Tony, what's up, warrior? You know, I really should be throwing these up here. There we go. And so it's the family blend, and so it's Indonesian, Central American, and South American coffee beans all blended together after being roasted. There's a couple different roast levels in there, and all the feedback I've had so far is that it is muy delicioso, to quote Dora the Explorer. And so that's what's coming out. The family blend will hit the store May 10th, and I'm excited for everybody to check it out. Cinco de Mayo. There is a Cinco de Mayo sale that is going to be taking place tomorrow. Obviously, it is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And so tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo. If you enter in Cinco de Mayo, all one word, Cinco de Mayo, at checkout tomorrow, and you buy 4 bags, the 5th bag, Cinco de Mayo 5, the 5th bag will be free. So that is what is going on with Turbojet Coffee. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to my buddy Vic Evans, High Desert Man, good friend of mine. I was able to hang out with him about a week and a half ago at a lounge here in Southern California, and he blessed me with one of his hats, which is awesome, and I love it, and it's comfortable. And it's the really cool like embroidery that like sticks up. It's nice and thick, so it kind of bubbles out. So I'm loving it. But wanted to, like I said, wanted to hang out with all of you, see what questions you have, talk about the Drink Debate recap, which is coming out this Thursday. I'm really excited for it. Actually, just finished recording it, and so yeah, just want to go through that a little bit. Caesar, are you smoking anything? Anybody else smoking? I know that David obviously smoking the PDR. Jim, are you smoking anything at all? Let me know what you're smoking. Are there new sticks I should check out? Anything new that you guys have tried? I'm part of a couple different cigar clubs. Obviously, Lugger Cigar Club supports my channel. I love the core box. I should have the new one for this month coming in the next within the next week, actually. And so look for probably a live where I'll go through and you guys can pick the cigar to smoke for that. And then the NRA Cigar Club I belong to, and that's a pretty cool one, actually. And then there's Black Lion Luxuries, which I know Smoking Lead, Caesar, and Robert are both part of and sponsored by, and they're supporting that. And they put out great sticks also. But yeah, there's just a lot of cigar clubs out there recently. So what cigars have you guys checked out lately that you think I should check out, or vice versa? What's been hitting your palate lately? Swamp Thing. There you go, Jim. Nice. I have not had Swamp Thing, but I hear great things about it. So the drink debate. If you've enjoyed the drink debate, I'd love for you to put in the comments which one you enjoyed the most, which of the episodes surprised you the most, what is your take on it, do you have any questions? I mean, I know from multiple people, including Axel Rodriguez, he was like, hey, are you going to do rum? So last week I did rum, and I got to tell you, that was interesting. It was really interesting having rum with the Espinosa Habano number 4. And the flavor notes that come through and everything that's going on with that combination was really, really different. And so be watching the recap that's coming out this Thursday, because what I do is I put up all of the different drinks, the first third, the second third, and the final third of the cigar, and go through all of the different flavor notes. It's all spelled out for you. It's all labeled out. But then I bring in a couple different reviews from well-known publications. I mean, Cigar Aficionado is one that I refer to as far as flavor notes, and go through and compare what my flavor notes were with what theirs were, with what the intention of Espinosa was, and all those different things. Smoking Lead says, I wish I was. The last cigar I smoked was the Mexican Experience 2 by Tatuaje for a review. It will go up tomorrow. Awesome. Very cool. Tatuaje has some really, really good stuff. Pete's a good guy. Brandon and I had him on Down to the Nub Live back, a couple months ago now. And just a good guy. It was a lot of fun. Not really talking shop, but just hanging out with him and getting to chat with him. So if you guys haven't seen that episode, go to youtube.com/downtothenub, and you can check out that live episode where we hung out with Pete and talked about all sorts of different things, from a bank that he purchased to just life in general. How many of you guys have had this cigar? How many of you have had the EP Carrillo New Wave Connecticut? Great cigar. I enjoy it a lot. Hey, there we go. I got it to focus. I enjoy it a lot. I don't know if any of you have had it. Great, really cigar any time of the day. It's one of those cigars that, like with Casa Cuevas Connecticut, Espinosa Connecticut, and a lot of others that are out there, or not Espinosa Espinosa, especially the E-Bundle Connecticut. That one's really good. But there are a lot of cigars out there that really any time of the day, and there's this misnomer that, because it's a Connecticut, you can only have it in the morning, and you've got to be having it with coffee. And you know what? That is a usual pairing. That is something that a lot of people do. But the New Wave Connecticut for me is just a really good, solid cigar that I really enjoy. And so I'll have it any time of the day, but with my coffee as I'm finishing it up, even though it's 11:30 here in California, finishing up my coffee, although honestly I drink coffee all day long. When you roast coffee, you got to taste it, you got to see how it is, and that's just how it goes. Frankie Rodriguez, what's going on? I unfortunately will not be at TPE. I've got some other obligations and things with Cub Scouts here that my boys are involved in. I'm the Cub Master of the pack, and so I've got some other things going on that I unfortunately will not be there. I may be at PCA. I'm trying to see if it will work out schedule-wise and how all that's going to go. But unfortunately, I will not be at TPE. I was getting ready literally to secure my media pass, and then some different things came up, and so it is what it is. But unfortunately, I will not be at TPE. I'm guessing, Frankie, you and Miguel will probably be there, correct? Axel Rodriguez, a bit late to the party. What's going on, family? Hope you're doing well, brother. I actually mentioned you a minute ago when I talked about the drink debate and throwing in rum in there, because you had said, hey, I drink rum. I'm curious what it would be like, and so I did rum for the 8th drink debate, the surprise one, the bonus round. Texas Cigar Roadshow. Hey, Tim, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are doing well. If you guys have not checked out Texas Cigar Roadshow, they are probably one of the best produced YouTube channels when it comes to cigar content, because it's basically a TV production crew that's putting it on and producing it and doing all of that. And yeah, good people. There you go. Yep. Hey, David. Yeah, our media passes were approved yesterday. Awesome. Good for you, Frankie. Yeah, so I will not be there, unfortunately, at TPE, but I'm hoping to get to PCA. So you'll have to let me know how TPE goes, and I know a bunch of people that are going to it, but I'd love to get your take on it too, Frankie. Facebook user, morning. I don't know who Facebook user is, so if you want to click up above, there is a link that says StreamYard.com/Facebook. That will give StreamYard the ability to see who Facebook user is and the name, and then I'll know who is checking it out. Yes, they won the 2020 Cigar Show of the Year. Good job, Texas Brothers. That's right. And then Caesar saying, hey, Axel, what's going on? Yeah, they did win 2020 Cigar Show of the Year, and I believe that was through Cigar Score, if I'm not mistaken. Late to the party, what's the topic? You know, really, there isn't a big topic today other than hanging out. I am smoking the EP Carrillo New Wave Connecticut. I know I've shown it up on the screen a number of times. I'm having the New Wave Connecticut and just hanging out with all of you while enjoying some Turbojet coffee, because I roast coffee, so I drink it all the time. And then talking through the drink debate and the recap that's coming out this Thursday. So that's the topic. That's what's going on. Thanks, brother. Rum is part of the Caribbean cigar culture and pairing. It absolutely is. And so I know people, Denise Cuevas is one that enjoys rum with her cigars from time to time. And there are quite a few other people that do as well. So when you mentioned it and multiple other people did too, it was like, you know what? A lot of people are doing it. I got to check it out too. Saying hello to Smoking Lead. What's going on? So the drink debate, as I mentioned a couple minutes ago, in the recap, because I've had some people ask me, are you doing a recap? What's going on with it? In the recap, I decided to not just go through and go, okay, here were the flavor notes in this one, here are the flavor notes in that one, and summarize it. What I wanted to do for that is I wanted to go through and combine all the first third flavor notes, combine all the second third flavor notes, and all of the final third flavor notes, and put them all together so that you can see all first thirds, the second thirds, and the final thirds, and every single drink, all 8 of them are listed together with their flavor notes, and you'll be able to see it on the screen. And then what I do is I enjoy rum with a cigar, no mixer, just rum. There you go. But then what I do is I take from some of the well-known publications. Half Wheel did not specifically review the Espinosa Habano number 4. They did the Espinosa Habano Corona size back in 2015. Brooks did a review on that one, and so I do refer to that in the video, in the recap, and the flavor notes, because they do fall in line with what the flavor notes that I got in the cigar were. But I do give the disclaimer in that video that this is the Corona size, this isn't the number 4 size. For anybody that's curious about the number 4 size and they're like, what does number 4 mean? It is between a Robusto and a Toro. So it's a 5.5 by 50. So a typical Robusto is 5 inches long and a Toro is 6 inches long. So it's right in between the two, and that's where it's at. William Hernandez. Hi, Tim. What's going on, William? Hope you're doing well. Love me some sipping tequila too. Yeah, I have not paired cigars with tequila yet, but one of the different cigar reviews that I put up with the drink debate recap is tequila, and it was actually Cigar Snob. They did a pairing with some mezcal tequila and the Espinosa Habano number 4. And so Man. And so I go through all of that because I wanted to have input from other people, and then I actually go to a couple different online retailers and refer to what their flavor notes are, their tasting notes in the cigar, because I wanted a full picture of my flavor notes mixed with the cigar reviewers, the media outlets that are out there, mixed with some of the different online shops and their flavor notes on that specific cigar, so that it's a very well balanced, grouping of information. Everyone knows Rockstar Energy is the world's most popular cigar pairing. Oh, wait, I mean my number one pairing. There you go, Frankie. Yes, Reposado or Añejo for Texas Cigar Roadshow. Facebook user, yes, fire, whiskey, okay. And then Frankie says, yes, tequila and cigars are amazing. Try Dame Mas Tequila. It's amazing. Ooh, now is that a silver? Is it a gold? What kind of tequila is that, Frankie? I'm curious about it. Because I'm not a huge tequila person, but I do prefer silver over gold. Typically, like if I'm going to have Patron, I want Patron silver over Patron gold. That's just my preference. That's just where I am. Do you keep a journal of your tastings? What I did for the drink debate actually is I've got a notepad here, and for every single week, and I've got no problem showing this if it will show up. There's my chicken scratch. For every single drink and every single week, what I did is I kept notes of all of my flavor notes for every single one, because I wanted to make sure that I had a detailed list and could show, recapping what everything was. So that's what I did for the drink debate specifically. Do I for each one? No, I really don't, because frankly my reviews are my journal for when I'm reviewing cigars and doing that. When it's on my own time, I really don't keep a journal of any kind. I do have, when I was with Dad Smoking Cigars, a journal that's called Dad's Cigar Journal, and I do actually have a few copies of those left. That go through the tasting notes and the burn and the draw and the construction. You can have your own rating scale and things like that. But traditionally, for me personally, I don't keep notes on every single cigar. And as a reviewer, there are sometimes where I just want to sit and enjoy a cigar. We had Ron Reel on Down to the Nub this past Sunday, and that was one of the topics that came up was, do you sit back and just enjoy a cigar to enjoy it, since, reviewers are used to, I've got to do this and I've got to review it and I've got to do the flavor notes and I got to pay attention. Do you ever just, sit back and just enjoy a cigar? And I absolutely do. Frankie says it's a repo. Okay. They just released an Añejo, I believe. I would love to see that. Okay. Well, hey, you know what? Shoot me on Instagram. I'm at Cigar Show Tim. Shoot me a DM, and I'll shoot my cigar journal out to you. I've got a few copies of it left, like I mentioned, and I got no problem. I'll shoot one out to you, and you can check it out and let me know what you think. I am toying with revising it, since I'm no longer with Dad Smoking Cigars and haven't been for a year now. Of redoing that, revamping it, and having it be my cigar journal. But I'm just not sure yet, because there are a lot of cigar journals out there, and frankly, you can go Jeremy Sire style, although he's coming out with his own journal. But you can go and just get your own, notebook journal and write notes in it. So I'm not sure if I'm actually going to do that or not. But yeah, go ahead and shoot me a DM, and I'd love to send you out a copy of that. I've got no problem with that at all. Oh no, did I talk too much? Ah, saved it. Nope, not so much. I'm not a reviewer, but I want to try it on camera for a pit stop and use a cigar journal. Absolutely. I'd love to send it to you. No problem at all. Yeah, and I do love your show and what you guys do, and obviously the production value is, it's like you're watching a TV show, and the style and everything. It reminds me of something that I would see on like HGTV or something like that, which is really cool, and I love that, because the cigar industry doesn't have a quick show like that. Yeah, there's Cigar Authority podcast. Yeah, there's all these other ones that have a level of production like that. But as far as a channel that is yours, that is podcast style, that is produced that way, is just really cool. Appreciate that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So if all of you guys watching, or if you're watching this on the playback, aren't checking out Texas Cigar Roadshow, you absolutely need to. Go subscribe to them. Go check out what they're doing. Great content, good guys, and you won't be disappointed. And then if Texas Cigar Roadshow ever makes its way out to Southern California, you have to let me know, because I got to come meet you guys and hang out. I mean, that goes without saying. Frankie, are you heading out to TPE early, or are you heading out just for the days of it, for the, 3 days of it? The Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I think it is. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, something like that. Definitely. Awesome. What questions do you guys have, or thoughts on the drink debate? If you've checked out the different episodes, one, I greatly appreciate it. And I've gotten a lot of response, but it's been interesting that through the drink debate, when I release a regular review, I mean, my channel, I'm at 630-ish. Absolutely. Back to work. Take care. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But with where I'm at in subscribers, I actually have greatly reduced, or had a lot less viewership on the drink debate episodes. And it's one of two things. Either YouTube is changing their algorithm and different things are happening. I know some other reviewers have been slapped with suspensions and some different things have gone on. I don't know the full details of it. It's none of my business, but it's happened to their channel. But I've talked to other people like Ron Real, and he's like, yeah, you know what? Some of my videos just aren't getting the same traction that they usually are. But when I released the Aladino video, it was back up to close to where normal was, not quite there. But it didn't gain the traction. So either it's the algorithm of YouTube and what's going on there, or it was just a series that people didn't seem to find as interesting, which doesn't bother me, because I've told you guys before that my intention with this is just to put out content that I enjoy. It's to document my cigar journey, and it's to hang out with people within the cigar community, and just share from my experience, from my palate. And I always want you guys to enjoy your own cigar journey. That's why I say that every time at the end of each video is enjoy your cigar journey, because that's really what it's about. So I don't know why the videos didn't catch on as much as I thought they might, and was hoping they would. But at the end of the day, I got to have a really cool series that documents and shows that the drink that you have with your cigar absolutely influences that cigar. I enjoyed the series. As a relatively new cigar smoker, it was very informative. David, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I've heard that from multiple people that are newer cigar enthusiasts, whether they consider new to be a year or two into cigars, or 2 months into cigars, or 5 years, but they only used to smoke cigars once every 4 months. I mean, I've been smoking cigars, I guess you could say, for the last 20 plus year, or 20, 21 years. For me, I would just enjoy them maybe one a quarter, things like that, not very often, because it was just a fun thing. And, it wasn't until, Val, what's going on? Val Chavez in here. Hope you're doing well, brother. But it was one of those things where I would just hang out with Kyle or another buddy or whoever and light up a cigar once every 3-4 months. But I didn't get serious about it until about 3 years ago. And really get into it and start tasting flavor notes. I was still very new in my knowledge, though. And there's a lot to learn about cigars, the cigar industry, but I was very new in it, and I've learned a ton since then, and I'm having a lot of fun. There are a ton of cigars that I still haven't had, that a lot of people are like, oh, this is a staple. You've got to have had this one. And I've had the Liga 9, and I've had, Macanudos, and I've had Romeo y Julietas, and all the ones that people are like, oh, these are the staples. Have you gone through these? Have you gone through those? I've had a lot of those cigars, but there's still a ton that I haven't had. I enjoy boutiques a lot, but I enjoy some of the heritage line stuff as well, because I appreciate the craft that goes into cigars. Do I gravitate more towards boutiques myself? Yeah, typically I do. because there is so much out there in the boutique market right now. That's just really, frankly, it's putting a lot of pressure on the heritage lines. That's why you see a lot of the heritage lines trying to revamp, trying to come out with this new thing, trying to come out with this idea, trying to mix different blends and do different things so that they can stay current, so that they can try and stay in the newer cigar smokers' minds. Because you look back 20 years ago and the industry was very different than it is now. The boutique industry was nowhere near where it is now. I mean, there's new boutique manufacturers and lines popping up quite a bit now that you hear about, or the ones that have been around for 5, 6, 7, 8 years are starting to gain traction, which is great for them and an awesome thing. But there's a lot of change that's happened in the cigar industry within the last decade. But I wasn't serious about cigars for the last decade. It's just been the last few years that I've been really serious about it. But I've enjoyed learning a whole lot about the industry, making great friends, and just getting to know people and know different cigars. So now that the drink debate is done, it's wrapped, it's signed, sealed, and delivered, what are some things that all of you would want to see in a series? Part of me thought of, okay, well, I did the drink debate. Maybe I'll do, cigars and snacks. And, oh, well, do the food that you're eating, does the food that you're eating impact your cigar? And I thought, well, you know what? We already know that it does, because if you're eating a chocolate chip cookie, you're going to pick up more brown sugar and chocolate notes in a cigar. That's just natural. It just goes without saying. So I'm probably not going to do that. If somebody else pops up and does that, there you go. They're using that idea, and hey, more power to you. But are there any cigars that you want to see reviewed with the different clubs that I'm supported by and belong to? There's a lot of cigars out there and available, and stuff that's coming in that I want to review and check out. I've got cigars from a couple buddies that they'd want me to review. One of them, I've got the Foundation Cigars Tabernacle. It's not the Havana Seed, but it's the Tabernacle. I did review the El Owense, the 5-year anniversary. I did not care for that at all. It's a Perfecto, and it just did not hit my palate. I've had the Tabernacle before, but a buddy of mine, Cigar Titan, said, hey, I've got this. Have you had it? And, I'd be curious what your thoughts on a review are. Sure. I've had the Havana Seed 154, 152. I think it's 154. And that's a great, great cigar. Let's see here. David is saying, I really enjoy San Andres Wrappers, Casa Turrent Series 1901, great smoke. Yeah, San Andres Wrappers, for me, San Andres is one of those that I've got to be in the mood for. The spice that comes along with it, the punch that comes through, and I don't mean punch as in nicotine, but just the depth of the flavors. I'm much more of a medium plus cigar smoker, so a good Habano, is right up my alley. I love the mild stuff too, but there are times where I really enjoy a good, full-bodied, rich cigar with a San Andres wrapper. I mean, one of the cigars that's a good, deep, rich cigar is the EP Carrillo Pledge. I love that cigar. I absolutely love it. I put it as my number one for 2020 because I enjoy it that much. And it was funny when that came out as number one, because people were, poking fun at me. Brad Reith with Zeal Cigars was like, how in the world, when he was talking with Cigar Prop Kevin Shahan on one of his lives, was just like, how in the world did Tim call that way back then? And obviously he goes, either he's got a really, really good palate or he knew something. Well, let's just face it. I put out my review before any of the brick and mortars had the cigar. So obviously that cigar just hit my palate really well, plain and simple. And it's absolutely deserving. I mean, it's the highest rated cigar that Cigar Aficionado has, or highest number one rated cigar that Cigar Aficionado has ever rated. And they review cigars and go back to them and check them out multiple times. When you see in the drink debate recap this week, you'll actually see when I pull up Cigar Aficionado's review of the Espinosa Habano number 4 that they've reviewed it a number of times. And the lowest score it ever got was a 92. Traditionally, and I think all but one review, it actually got a 93. And so sometimes there are just a good full-bodied there's a good full-bodied, cigar out there that I just really enjoy. I'm not a big fan of nicotine bombs. The Espinosa La Bomba Warhead 6 is an absolute nicotine bomb, pepper bomb, all those different things. And it creeps up on you, but it's really, really good. And so every once in a while, I'll enjoy a good, full-bodied and bold cigar. A strength-wise, a medium plus to a full. But I'm typically a good medium plus cigar enthusiast, cigar smoker. Most of what I review, I try to keep it mixed up. Sometimes I'll do the bold stuff. Sometimes I'll do the mild. I try to keep it pretty well mixed up with my channel and with what I put out there. I'll have to see what I've got. That's a San Andres wrapper that's in my humidor, and maybe review that coming up. And then a question for all of you. How many of you retrohale? Answer honestly. Throw it in the comments. How many of you retrohale? And I don't mean every single, puff on the cigar, but how many of you cigar enthusiasts out there actually retrohale? Because, there's this debate of Carlos Jimenez, yo, Tim, what's going on, Carlos? Hope you're doing well today, brother. But there's this big debate, retrohale. Should you not? Do you get more flavors? The master blenders say absolutely, you need to be retrohaling. The cigar enthusiasts go, I don't really care either way. David says, yes, I do retrohale. Hi, Desert Man. Hey, check out that hat. What's up, my brother Vic? I hope you are doing well this week. I had to wear the hat, and I even mentioned that I got to hang out with you, which was an amazing, blessed time about a week and a half ago. So yes, got to support the hat. Got to support you, brother. Axel says, yes, I do retrohale a lot. Quakes30, what's going on, Tim? Carlos says, yes, I do. It's the best. Retrohale is one of those things that if you're a cigar reviewer and you're not retrohaling, you're doing the cigar a disservice. I'm just going to put it out there. If you don't retrohale, you're doing the cigar a disservice because it was intended to be retrohaled. Vic says, yes, retrohale. Vic, and you are one of the few that I see, and I have tried it, and it just lights me up, and I can't do it, that before you blow any of the smoke out of your mouth, you retrohale out your nose, and then you blow it out. Gerald with Cigar Artistry does that, and I've seen a couple others do it, and I'm just like, man. Cigar Head Fred does it, and I'm just like, that lights me up too much. I can't do it. Val, I think until you know or develop your cigar palate, you don't really know what you like. You know what? That is true. I can agree with that. Until you develop your palate, you don't know what your palate prefers, which is why you should try a lot of stuff. The people that get stuck into, there you go, absolutely, Vic. The people that get stuck into one specific manufacturer, or I only like this one specific brand or this one line, but in the different vitolas. I mean, I've got a buddy that all he smokes exclusively is the, of course, now I'm blank on it, the Maduro 2000. That's really bad. I can't remember the name of the cigar. It's the Maduro 2000. But that's all that he smokes because that's just what he enjoys. I've given him other things and he's enjoyed them, but he just loves his Maduro 2000s. I can't believe I don't remember who makes that right now. Total brain fart. Throw in the comments which cigar I'm talking about because I can't think of it right now. Jim says, no, I never learned how. Keep trying, just can't do it. And it's interesting to try and explain to someone how to retrohale because some people go, oh, you just chew the smoke and blow out your nose, or you do this or you do that. But everybody's different. Everybody processes how to retrohale differently. The way that I explain it is you keep it in your mouth and you basically use your tongue and block off your throat and just blow out your nose is the way that I, share with people to do it. But there are a lot of different ways that people try to explain how to do it. Oh, do it, on your soft palate, close off your throat and do this and do that. I just blow out my nose while sort of plugging up my throat with my tongue, on the back of my mouth. That's really how I do it. Caesar says, I retro at every puff. Val, I tried to retrohale, but I'm having a hard time. You know what? It's not easy. The first many times that I was retrohaling, it was not smooth. I'll just put it that way. First time I retrohaled, I was with Brandon Wells, cigar mechanic, hanging out at a lounge, and he walked me through it, and he was dying laughing, rightfully so. Caesar says, what's up, Vic? Val says, I'm trying different brands, but sticking to mild. Yes, there we go. 314 Uhuru Padron. It says pardon. Padron. Yes, the Padron Maduro 2000. He loves those. I've only had 3 cigars since in Cali. One with you. There's nowhere around my hotel to smoke. Oh, Vic, that is a travesty. Where are you're up in the you're up in the Oakland area, that's right. Ah, I don't know of any lounges up in that area. Frankie, if you're still on, if you know of any good lounges that are in the Oakland area, Walnut Creek, Concord, any of those areas up there, Frankie, if you're still on, then let Vic know where you can go and enjoy a cigar. Axel, well, familia, it's time for me to start my shift. Have a great day. Take care, Axel. I appreciate the support. Thanks for jumping on. Caesar, my brother. But yeah, Vic, I don't understand how you can retro first and then blow the rest of the smoke out of your mouth. That is just something that I have not been able to do. And I think most of it is mental. It's like, okay, my mind is so used to exhaling some of the smoke and then retrohaling that it just can't process it that way. But yeah, I end up blowing probably about 70% of the smoke out first and then retrohaling, because otherwise I just light myself up. Yeah, see, that's how I do it. To try and do it, yeah, I and I won't do it here and give you all the satisfaction of laughing at me like crazy. Yes, Walnut Creek went to Cigar Loft and Lounge. There you go. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what areas up there would have a cigar lounge. I don't know if Frankie's still on. He may have jumped off. But if you can think of any, that would be awesome. So I've got some new stuff that I'm going to be reviewing, some new things coming up. I am potentially going to do an additional review this week with the drink debate. I don't know for sure. It may not happen. We'll see. But as you know, I release every Thursday morning at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. And if there's another one, then I release it. And if not, that's fine, because I really only have a goal of 1 video a week. Laugh out loud. I can't do it your way. Hey, everyone's got their own way of doing things, right? Like I would love to try, but it would just you would die laughing. See, I can't even like trick my brain into doing it first. I'm trying and it just doesn't work. But I will say this EP Carrillo New Wave Connecticut with the retrohale is very, very smooth. Not peppery, good creamy notes, a little bit of woodiness, some cedar wood in there. It is delicious. Can't forget my coffee. And for those of you that were, yeah, I'm ready for a Val. I'm ready for a laugh. For those of you that didn't hear at the beginning, Turbojet Coffee, I'm getting ready to release what's called the Family Blend. It's coming out May 10th. And I'm excited for it. It is what my house has been drinking for the last couple months. My brother and his family have been drinking it for the last couple months. A couple friends have tried it. They've all enjoyed it a lot. And so there is a custom blend from Turbojet coming out on May 10th. So look for that. And then if you did not hear earlier, Cinco de Mayo, there is a coupon code for Cinco de Mayo. You buy 4 bags of coffee, you will get the 5th free. It includes every standard blend that Turbojet Coffee offers, with the exception of the Alishan ultra rare coffee from Taiwan. But yeah, buy 4 bags, you'll get the 5th one free, and the coupon code is Cinco de Mayo, all one word, at checkout, and it will automatically take off the price of one of the bags. Yeah, see, trying to do it at the beginning, even though that was the most of it retrohaled, my nose and throat are just like, you did more than normal. I'm not used to that. Don't do it. So I asked about retrohaling. Another question, because I'm curious. You hear in the media outlets and in the publications, people say, oh, that Robusto and Toro are the 2 top Vitolas sold, with Toro being number 1 in the States here. What is all of your go-to Vitola? For me, I'm a Robusto guy. I love Corona size as well, but I am a Robusto. A 5x52 is just beautiful for me. 52 is about the largest on the ring gauge size that I like to go. I'm much more of like a Lanceros, like a 44 to a 50 is really ideal for me. And yeah, they can, 44 and 50, there's a pretty big difference, even though it's only 6/64ths, of an inch. But what is all of your go-to Vitola? What is your go-to Vitola? Do you like Toro? Do you like Robusto? Vic says, good coffee. I'm going to try that family blend. Hey, there you go. Vic, I know that you like some of the sweeter, brighter notes. This is going to have notes of some chocolate, some nuttiness, some earthy smokiness to it, a little bit of natural spice, and some things like that. So that's what's going to be the flavor notes of the family blend. Val says, I like Churchill. There you go. I just usually don't have the patience for a Churchill to take that much time to smoke a cigar that long. I like the ring gauge of a Churchill because it's smaller, but I'm not a big fan of the length. I mean, the 7 inches for me is just, I usually don't have the time for that, or I would rather smoke 2 Robustos in that time, but everybody's got their preference. David says, Robusto, perfect smoking time. I enjoy some torpedoes. There you go. Torpedoes are good. I'll agree with that one every once in a while. Vic says the Sublime or Sublime, the 6x54, that's not a bad size either. That's a little bit larger than a traditional Toro, but still the same length. And then 314 says Lancero, Lonsdale, Robusto. There you go. I love Lonsdales and Lanceros. My favorite Lonsdale is the Casa Cuevas Habano Flaco. There's the Habano and the Maduro. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal Lonsdale. There is a manufacturer called the New Orleans Cigar Factory that is obviously in New Orleans. And I did a review on one of their sticks, one of their cigars on my channel. So if you want to go check that out, feel free to. Really good cigar. And they have a Lonsdale. They have a Lancero as well, and some different things. But see, this is what's interesting to me. Supposedly the Toro is the #1 Vitola in America, but nobody here has said Toro. Nobody here has said, oh yeah, I like the Toro. I like the 6x50 or 6x52, depending on which manufacturer is going with it. But yet that's the #1 seller supposedly into the market. If you want to get into the market and you're putting out a new line of cigars, you've got to do Toro and you've got to do Robusto. And I talked to someone that's in the process of doing their own cigar line, and they're doing Toro and Robusto, and then they were debating back and forth as to go to a Corona Gorda or some different things. But I don't find that most cigar enthusiasts gravitate towards Toro. And there are so many different Vitolas out there that, I mean, there's a lot to choose from. I do like when manufacturers mix it up. I mean, like with Tatuaje, when he was doing his TA every year, he would mix up the wrappers every year. He would mix up the Vitola and the shape and different things like that. And so, things get mixed up. I do like it when manufacturers mix it up and offer a specific cigar in a good variety, 3 or 4 different shapes or Vitolas and sizes. Val says, I always thought it was the Robusto. From my understanding, it's Toro. Feel free to let me know if I'm wrong on that one. I thought it was Toro. I know that Toro and Robusto are the 2 top ones that manufacturers release when they come to the States, because that supposedly market research and sales data shows that those are the 2 popular ones. But you may be right, Val. I could be wrong. That's entirely possible. I'm good at being wrong many times. Just ask my wife. Good smoke output. Getting a little bit of spice, good creaminess, good stick. So what questions do you guys have for me? I'm going to try and do these a little more often. I know I did one 2 or 3 weeks ago where I did the Luxury Cigar Club. It was probably about 3 weeks ago now, where I did the Luxury Cigar Club core box for April, and let all of you pick what you wanted me to smoke, and so I did that. And then I'm gonna make an attempt to come on here a little bit more and do some live hangouts, impromptus, not have it scheduled, not have it be anything that's really structured at all, because my schedule, it's got to stay flexible. That's just how it goes. But what other topics would you guys want to see me cover? Cigars, different things, or a new series. And I'm just going to give a quick shout out to Ron Reel. He's a good buddy of mine. He's taking a little bit of a break, and he's posted and talked about it. If you didn't catch Down to the Nub this past Sunday, we go into it a little bit, and he shares what's going on with that. And he's going to get back to it, but he's going to get back to it when he's ready for it and when it all works out time-wise. So, yeah. David says, straight cut versus V-cut versus punch. Ooh, the long-debated topic of what is the best way to cut a cigar. I've toyed with doing an episode on that. There are quite a few out there already. And so I don't know if I would for sure. It's not a bad idea because it is a topic that is discussed a lot. I'll be honest with you, the idea for the drink debate came about a few months ago, probably about 2 months before I actually released it. So now about 4 months ago. And I toyed with it and threw the idea around, talked to a couple different friends, a couple, fellow cigar reviewers, and just said, hey, what would you think? What's your take on it? All that kind of stuff. And so that's how it was born. But as far as the different ways to cut a cigar or my preference, I may just cover that in I don't know if I would cover that in one video or if it would be 3 separate ones. But it would probably be one video that would go over the different benefits, and then I would light up and smoke the cigar in each of those different cuts, or with each of those different cuts, so that you guys can see the burn and all those different things. And of course, it's going to be different with each cigar. You can have the same cigar multiple times. I mean, look at the drink debate. There were times where the burn got a little bit wonky, and there were times where the burn was razor straight and right on. So Val says, I like random visits. It's more like a good conversation. You know what, Val? I agree. It's like the random just running into people, running into a good buddy and hanging out and going, hey, let's just hang out and chat for a while. And that was the entire intention with today. And Val is a V-cut kind of cigar smoker. Makes sense. Val starts with V. No, that was really dumb. But, V-cut, people enjoy it. They say they get a better draw, all those different things. But it is what it is. Vic says, good on Ron. Takes a lot of work to keep it up like he has been doing. And you know what, Vic? You understand just as well as all the rest of us that are, reviewers. I don't want to say in the game, but all the rest of us that are reviewers, because it takes time. It takes hours a week and dedication to produce the content, to record it, to decide what you're going to smoke, to do all of that. It's not just one of those things, and there are some reviewers that do it, that just turn on their phone, smoke a cigar, first third, second third, final third, and, then that's it. They're done, and they move on, and they just post it. They don't edit. They don't do anything, and that's their preference. That's their style. That's how their channel is. If it works for them, it works for them. But it does take a lot of work to keep up a cigar review channel. And another fellow cigar reviewer that would understand this, all the smoke cigar reviews depends on the cigar as far as the cut. If you guys are not checking out Vic Evans and his channel, please subscribe and check him out. And then also all the smoke cigar reviews. Good buddy of mine, I tend to like his name. He's got a good name. That's just my personal opinion. But go and check out all the smoke reviews. He's been reviewing cigars for probably about the last 8 months or so, and Tim, let me know. I don't remember exactly when your channel started, but I want to say it's probably 8 months or so that you launched and have been going, and you're, I think around, last I checked, you were closing in on or right around 300 subscribers, and so great channel to check out, and you absolutely should. Cigar Man, what's going on? Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're having a good day. And then Val says, sometimes you just have to take a step back, a timeout, and get some personal time. Absolutely correct. And Ron has his good buddy Eric, who does all of the video production, does the recording, who does all of it, as Ron said on Sunday's interview. He's just the pretty face that does the cigar reviews. It sometimes you just have to take a step back, and Eric needed some time away and to take care of some things, and Ron respects that, and as he should. So that's just how it's going with his channel right now. Absolutely, you are more than welcome. About August of last year. Okay, so we're in May, June, July, August. So yeah, about 9 months. Okay, I was pretty close. Not too bad. But yeah, if you want just No frills, nothing fancy, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but just a down-to-earth, genuine, hey, this is my take on it. He's got a great backdrop. He's developing his channel. He's developing his style. He's developing who he is, and that's what makes cigar reviewers good, because when you develop your own style, you're not copying somebody else's. You're not using their verbiage. You're not using their transitions, their music, their, all those different things. You get to have your own unique, fingerprint on your review channel. And I love that that's what you're doing at All the Smoke Reviews. It's just awesome. Cigar Man is at work tuned in. I love it. Vic saying, hey, what's going on? And then likewise back, Cigar Man saying, hey to Vic, my brother. But I love being a part of the community. I love hanging out with all of you, whether you drop in for a couple minutes or you stay for the whole live. I just love what the cigar community is about, supporting each other, doing all those different things. I love that the trade shows and everything are starting back up, and I love that. I love that things are starting to get back to what the industry is used to, and that's a huge, huge blessing, and I think it took longer than it should have, but I'm glad that things are starting to get back to that level. Hard to hear, press is running in earbuds, forgot. Well then, should I talk like this on the microphone and make everybody else hate me, but make it so you can hear me nice and clear, Cigar Man? Because if that's how I need to do the rest of the live, please let me know. I'll be happy to do it. Yes, got the presses running. So presses as in printing presses, or what, or machining presses? What kind of presses you got going on right now, Cigar Man? I love the smoke output. Here's the burn. Here's how it's doing. Can't complain at all. You guys have seen me the entire time. I was going to relight it and then didn't, so that's a good thing. But the burn's doing well. And if you guys haven't tried this EP Carrillo New Wave Connecticut, go and check out Little Guy Cigar Shop. He's got them. Phenomenal online shop. Phenomenal guy. Michael Wells is a good buddy of mine. And yeah, you got to go check him out. Go and pick up the sticks. His prices are so competitive, and his customer service, quick shipping, everything. He is such a good guy. He's not sponsoring me. I just love supporting a good friend in the industry, and he's doing it the right way. He paid attention and took notes from some of the other larger, significantly larger online retailers, and implemented those with his company and with what he's doing, and has had really, really good success and is doing well. And I just want to help support him, continue supporting him. So it almost went out again. Or not again, but it almost went out. Saved it again. It's going to sit for 30 seconds and watch. It's going to go out now. I was just going to hang out with you guys for a little bit. Didn't really have any other agenda. Wanted to just impromptu smoke the cigar, hanging out with all of you. Give you a little bit of update on the drink debate, since its recap episode is coming out this Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. And just chat with y'all. That's really what it is, hanging out. No real agenda at all. I had some free time, and I wanted to just jump on and hang out in the community. Boys are at school. My wife is hanging out with her mom, and so I thought, you know what? It's a good time to do that. So that's what I'm doing. I see some new people jumping on here, checking in the comments for me. Let me know who's here. Let me know who's checking in, and I'd love to say hey to you. Yeah, see? I knew it was going to go. But I figure I'll use my EP Pledge lighter, because I'm smoking an EP, because it makes the most sense, you know? That's just how it goes. All right, I got another question for all you cigar enthusiasts. Got to drop taking the survey to FedEx and fixing on heading home tomorrow morning early. Good for you, Vic. Drive safe getting home. Thanks for jumping on. Have a good day, brother, and we'll catch up soon. So another question for all of you cigar enthusiasts. I'm using, this is a triple torch lighter, but there's the debate on the triple torch. Should you use a single torch? Should you use a soft flame? Which way do you guys typically light your cigars? And when toasting the foot, do you actually toast the foot? Because if you go down to the factories in all the different countries, the DR, Honduras, Nicaragua, all those, a lot of times you'll just see them pick up a cigar and just light it. I mean, they're not toasting the foot. They're not doing any of those different things. But how do you guys light your cigars? What do you guys do? Is there a specific routine you go through? I mean, I know some people that sit there and they're like, okay, I've got to spend the next 10 seconds, lovingly toasting the foot and going through all that. Or are you one that's just like, you know what, grab it, light it, let's get this thing ripping? Who knows? But let me know in the comments, how do you guys light your cigars? What do you use? I use an E-lighter vision problem. So E-lighter, what is an E-lighter? Are those the little, like, now I'm going to sound like Dr. Evil, the laser beams that cross over? So it's not an actual flame, but it's like a laser beam that heats up the foot. What is an E-lighter? That I'm really curious about that, and maybe I'll have to check one out. David says, usually a triple. I have a single or smaller ring gauge, 4 smaller ring gauge cigars. Toast for about 15 to 20 seconds. There you go. Great way to do it. And again, it's whatever way you want to light your cigar and toast the foot or not toast the foot and just let it go is a great way to do it. As long as it works for you and you light your cigar. I mean, some people use matches. All the Smoke says, usually toast with a triple flame. I'm usually a triple flame kind of guy. My other lighter, it's a Vertigo tabletop. It's a bigger one. I use that quite a bit. And then I've got a bunch of different lighters, and from cheapo, simple ones to, much more elaborate, fancier ones, if you will. One of the ones that I love to use is the Vertigo Cyclone. That thing is nearly bulletproof, and it lights every single time. And for the price, you can't go wrong. For the warranty with Lotus Vertigo products, you take it into a retailer, you basically swap it out, and you walk out with a new one, and you're good to go. So, what lighters and cutters do you guys use? Are you Vertigo? Are you Lotus? Are you Colibri? Are you Zycar? Are you Bugatti? What are you guys using? Like a car cigarette lighter, an electric lighter, but can charge up, via USB. I don't want to advertise the brand. No problem at all. Totally fine. You don't have to advertise the brand. Interesting. That's cool. I will have to check that out and see what that's like. So you just touch it to the foot and light it that way instead of toasting the foot. You touch it to it like you would with a cigarette kind of a thing, and get it lit. Is that? Am I understanding that correctly, Val? Is that how it works? Such a good stick. Yes, that's it. Perfect. Well, then I figured it out. So I'm going to have to check it out and look it up. And you know what? Maybe I'll do a video on the different ways to light a cigar. Yeah, it's been done, but it's a conversation that happens at a lot of different lounges between a lot of different cigar enthusiasts. Ooh, that's a good nutty note. Creamy nutty note. It's like a good creamy peanut butter. Yummy. I'm going to entertain yourself. But yeah, I didn't want to take up too much time. I'm just about an hour into this. Just figured I'd hang out with you guys for a while. I got to go take care of a couple things before I pick up my oldest son from school, because in California, we're not back full days. He's there for like 3 hours a day or 3.5 hours, some crazy, ridiculous thing because, COVID. Yay. But we'll see what happens with that. So we'll see how it goes. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to cut it off at the 1 hour mark. Thanks for jumping on with me. Thanks for hanging out while I enjoy a good smoke. Again, it was the EP Carrillo New Wave Connecticut. That's what I've had today while hanging out with all of you and drinking the Turbojet Coffee. Whoop, whoop, there we go. Turbojet Coffee Family Blend. If you want to check out Turbojet Coffee, please go to turbojetcoffee.com. Check out the different blends that are there, and I would love the support because it helps support my family. It's a small business, plain and simple. So, David, thanks, Tim. Have a great afternoon. Thank you. You too, David. Val, absolutely. Thank you for jumping on. And all the Smoke Cigar Reviews. Peace. Yes. All right, everybody. That's going to do it. I will catch you guys next time. As always, enjoy your cigar journey. And as always, I'm Cigar Show Tim. I'll see you.